All right, so this is going to be math for the number 2 worksheet that we started the other day. I'm going to go ahead and do number 1 again. Let me get this a little bit closer to the sheet. There, if that's a little bit better. All right. Nope, that's just not better. All right. So, and I'm going to go through this really quickly because I explained it the other day. But to find how many grams of nystatin, you know that you have 35 grams of nystatin in 100 grams of the magic diaper cream, but you don't know how many grams. You want to know how many are in the 30 grams is what the doctor wants. So then we do our cross multiplication, and we get 100x equals 1050. And that when we divide both sides by 100, we get 10.5 grams. Okay. All right. So now for number 2, we've done that one too, but I'm going to do it really, really quick. So the patient has receiving this for 125 milliliters an hour. So that's 125 milliliters over 1 hour. Okay, on one side. And they want to know how many hours it would take to do 2,000 milliliter bags. So you first want to find out, well, how long does it take for one bag? And so you would put 1,000 here, and then we don't know how long, so we're going to figure that out. We do our cross multiplication. We get 12.5x equals 1,000, and that gives us 8 hours. But of course, that's for one bag, so we need 2 bags, so it'll be 16 hours. Okay, I'll put boxes around these here. All right, so now number 3. Okay, prescriber writes a prescription for the Novolog. Oh, we did this one too, so I'm going to do it very quickly. So 18 units subcutaneous 3 times a day. So first, we have our 100 units per milliliter, just like it says here. Okay, we've got that. We want to know how many units are in 10 milliliters. So that's what we're first going to do. Keeping our units, milliliters here. 100x equals 10. Okay, right? Excuse me. 1x. Excuse me. Sorry about that. 1x, or just x. Sorry about that. Equals 1,000, right? Units. That's 1,000 units in that 10 milliliter vial. So now we just need to know, well, 18 times 3, because it's 18 units 3 times a day. We're going to need 54 units every day. Okay, so how long is that going to last? We're going to divide 54 by 1,000 and see how long that's going to last. And you end up with 18.5 days. Okay, so now number 4. All right, so it's ordering 50 milligrams of amitriptyline to be divided twice a day. Okay, so basically the first 3 days, they're going to take 25 milligrams one in the morning and 25 milligrams at night. Okay, or excuse me, it's beginning at bedtime and then in the morning. So we have both the 50 milligrams and 100 milligram tabs on tap. Those are like, that's just an inerrant thing. We don't even need this. Okay, don't even need that. So how should it be administered? Well, we know that if you divide 50 by 2 twice a day, you're going to get 25 milligrams. And you're supposed to divide that. Well, I mean, we've divided that. So we would need a half a tab 2 times a day for the first 3 days. I mean, that's all it is. It's not any kind of math. It's just a half a tab of the 50 milligrams 2 times a day. So it was just a bunch of extra stuff that you had to figure out what they were needing. And that's why I kept that one in there. Okay, so looking at number 5 here. So we've got amoxicillin, 375 milligrams BID. That means 2 times a day. 2 times a day. I'm going to get y'all some abbreviation help. It's 2 times a day for 10 days. So the medication is available at 250 milligrams for every 5 milliliters. So that's going to be, we've got 250 milligrams for every 5 milliliters. Okay. So what we need to know is how much are we going to give to get the 375 milliliters? So we just set up our ratio proportion like that. Okay. And so we get 250x equals, I don't have the math, so let me do it really, really quickly, is the 375 times 5 is 1,875. And then we divide that by the 250, and you get 7.5 milliliters. That's how much you need to give them to get 375 milligrams. Now, all it's asking is amount per dose. Okay, well, if it had said amount per day, we would have had to multiply that times 2. Okay, so just read what the sentence is asking. Okay, and then the last one, number 6, or on this page, number 6, Farm Tech got a prescription for nifedipine. Okay, so this was a little tricky, it looks tricky because it's got percentages and grams and all kinds of stuff and all kinds of numbers, and you need to know what you don't need. So what this is that we have on hand 0.09 grams of nifedipine in a 45 gram container. Or 45 grams of petroleum in this 45 gram container. So we're just going to take that 0.09. Let's go ahead and label this grams in 45 grams of petroleum. Okay. And then, but we need to know how many grams of nifedipine should you measure out for this prescription that they want 30 grams in. So this is going to be 30. So you do your cross multiplication. You get 45x equals, let's do the math here, 30 times 0.09 ends up being 2.7. And then we're going to divide that by 45. And you get 0.06 grams. There you go. Okay, so let's go to the back side here. All right, so we've got methotrexate. It's supplied as 25 milligrams for every milliliter. So how much is required for this prescription of 50 milligrams? So what we're going to do is take your 25 milligrams in 1 milliliter, and we're going to figure out how much 50 milligrams is in your X. Okay, remember your milligrams, milliliters, and then we just got to do the math. 25x equals 50, right? You do the dividing, and that's going to equal 2 milliliters. Yep. Okay, number 8. So pharmacy has 50 milligrams in 5 milliliters. So this is just saying that I have 50 milligrams of a medicine in every 5 milliliters of the liquid. So if I pour out 5 milliliters, I know that there's 50 milligrams of this vitamin K in that. Okay. So the provider wants 345 milliliters of the solution. So we got to figure out how much med we need if we're going to make this bigger amount. So we've got 50 milligrams for every 5 milliliters, but he wants 345 milliliters. So we're going to put this down here because we got to keep the same thing over here, and this is going to be our x. So we end up with 5x equals, what's 345 times 50 is 17,250. And then you do the dividing, and you end up with 3,450 milligrams. Okay. Next one, number 9. Okay, patient has a prescription that reads moxifloxacin hydrochloride, or Vigamox, ophthalmic drops at 2 drops in, this is both ears. OU is both ears. Q is every 8 hours. Okay, 2 drops at both ears every 8 hours. So the bottle has 5 milliliters and 20 drops per milliliter. So first of all, we have to figure out, well, how many drops are in this bottle? So if there's 20 drops, that's what GTT means, is drop, in every 1 milliliter, then how many is in 5 milliliters? So we're going to do that math, and our x is going to equal 20 times 5, 100, right? 100 drops in every bottle. Okay, but now, so how many drops is that going to be? So if we have 2 drops in both ears every 8 hours, so first of all, we have to figure out, okay, that's 4 drops. Okay, so 2 drops in each ear, so that's going to be 4 drops. Okay, and then every 8 hours means we're going to take it 3 times a day, because 8 times 3 is 24, right? Okay, so 4 times 3 is 12, equals 12. So we're going to need 12 drops for every dose, for every day. We're going to need 12 drops for every day. So then all we're going to do is divide that out. So 100 divided by 12 is 8.3333, but it's going to be 8.3 days. Okay, that's your answer. Now, if it doesn't have this to choose from, it'd only be 8 days. It would last 8 days. It depends on what your answers say. Okay, and then the last one, number 10. Prescription reads 360 milliliters of magic mouthwash. You have a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio of all 3 of these things. So it's only asking, though, for the amount of diphenhydramine. Okay, so if you know that you need 360 and they all have an equal ratio, 1-to-1-to-1, then you're just going to divide 360 by 3. So 3 into 360, right? 360 divided by 3 is 120. So you're going to need 120 milliliters of all 3, but it's only asking for that, but that's what we're going to put, because that's how much. All right, so that's worksheet number 2.